Hello, everyone. I just wanted to give you briefly my first reaction. I'm making a video today. My first reaction to hearing about Isaiah Brown and Andrew Brown. The shootings of Isaiah Brown and Andrew Brown. I wanted to briefly touch on this issue and make my feelings known about this. I invite everyone to go on the internet and make your feelings known about this. Make it perfectly abundantly clear to the world how you feel about this and post your first reactions. Because this really needs to be addressed. It's waited long enough, can't put it off any longer, needs to be addressed right now while it's happening. Have to address it right now. So, Isaiah Brown took a ride home with a deputy. Okay? Took a ride home with a deputy. Deputy saw his face. He knew who he was. He recognized him. Okay? Took him home. Guy knocks on the door. His brother won't let him in to see his mother. His brother won't let him in. So he calls 911 on his phone. They send out the same deputy. He's on a cordless phone, held up to his ear. Yeah, he's got it up to his ear like this. And he's talking to 911. Deputy jumps out of the car, shouts, "Drop the gun, drop the gun." He's not holding a gun, so he doesn't drop it. The guy shoots at him. Fortunately, Isaiah Brown is alive. Very briefly about Andrew Brown. Okay. Andrew Brown had an arrest warrant out for him. He's a formerly convicted felon. And they made a big deal out of that. They had the black sheriff, deputy sheriff as the spokesperson, saying that he was a convicted felon. So they come at him with our arrest warrant. He flees from the cops. They shoot at his back, kill him dead. He didn't pose any threat. He didn't pose any threat. They just shot him in the back. And they killed him. Okay. This is pure and utter bullshit. Okay? It's bullshit. I'm getting so sick of this. I am. I really am. I'm getting sick of hearing about this. And I'm getting sick of these things happening. I'm getting sick of it. Sick of it. And I don't usually swear, but I feel it's warranted in this case. This is ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous. These officer-involved shootings have to stop. The police have gone and lost their minds. They have lost their minds. And they're shooting at black suspects and black people who aren't even criminals, and killing some of them. Killing most of them, actually. That's what we keep hearing about, is most of them dying. That's total BS. Somebody's on their cell phone, you mistake it for a gun and you shoot at him, even though it's the same guy you just gave a ride to just a few minutes earlier, and you don't recognize him. Okay, it was dark out. Supposedly it was pitch black out, but you don't recognize him. You don't recognize the guy you just gave a ride to. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. That is so stupid. And these things keep happening. It's almost like it's by design or part of a master plan. It sure seems that way. Sure seems that way because we never used to hear about stuff like this. You never heard about this before. Some people will claim, well, back then there were no body cams, and back then it wasn't being widely circulated, and nobody knew. Nobody knew these things were happening. They were happening every day, and we told you so. We told you so. We told you there was police brutality. We knew all along. Justifying riots, justifying whatever people have to do to get back at the system. It's a justification. These police are doing, they're justifying it. They're justifying it. And just keeps happening over and over and over. This is going to be bad. This is going to be really bad, folks. I want you to all prepare yourselves. Prepare yourselves however you think you need to, or however you can. Because people are just going to explode over this. Especially when they release Andrew Brown body cam footage. They release the body cam footage in the Andrew Brown case. It's going to explode like that. It's going to be bad. It's going to be really bad. I don't know what to tell you. It's just going to be really bad. Every single city in America, including Minneapolis, is going to be roiled with protests and possibly riots. And probably riots. Probably, let's be honest. It's probably going to be some riots over the Andrew Brown case. But Isaiah Brown is bad enough. Thank the goddess he's still alive, but who knows? Who knows what's going to happen to him? It seems he has non-life-threatening injuries, and he lived to tell about it. That's good. That's good. That means we can dig for more information if he lived to tell about it. We can actually get the victim's perspective for a change. That's good. But what are we going to do? What are we going to do when this just keeps happening and the cops have lost their marbles? Don't they know that this is going to keep going on and this is going to continue, as is going to escalate because of them? Do they really want to be responsible for this? Do they want to risk a ride in a paddy wagon to a jail cell? Do they really want that? It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. This just keeps happening. It's BS. This is pure and utter bullshit. I don't know what to tell you. It's just makes me sick. Makes me really sick. And there must be something or someone behind this. There's got to be. There's got to be more to it than what we're being told. There's got to be more to it than what we're being told. I figured out what the plan is. I figured what the plan is. Eliminate all the small businesses in America. Eliminate all police in America, or at least in the major cities. Devastate black neighborhoods. It's a big one, to devastate black neighborhoods. And there might be a fourth part of this plan, which would be nuking all the cities in America. Right now, we're teetering on the edge of nuclear war with Russia because Biden insulted Putin. Biden insulted Putin, called Putin a murderer and all sorts of different names, and accused him of interfering with the elections. Putin responded by saying that by the end of this year, he would have 88% of all nukes in Russia fully updated and ready to go, all new technology and all new hardware, and they'd all be updated and all ready to send overseas with love. Care packages. Yeah, nukes. Nukes are care packages. They're ready to send them out. Russia is. And it's all because of Biden. So they may have nuclear war in the works. Remember I told you China needs help if they're going to make war on India. And the only people they can get help from are Russia. Russia is the only one that can help them. So if Russia can be drawn into the war by Biden, then the elites have accomplished their goal of total destruction of their enemies. What do they really think they can take away from this? Do they really think they're going to achieve world domination? And who's going to put them in charge? Who's going to say, I really like George Soros, Bill Gates, in charge of me. I'd like them in charge of me. I'm putting Bill in charge, not Charles in charge, but Bill in charge. I'm going to put Bill in charge. And I want him to be the boss of me forever. He owns all the land, so I'm going to his land. I'm going to let him keep his land. And I'm going to farm his land for him and make him rich. Rich beyond his wildest dreams, and then he could be my master. I can hardly wait that Bill Gates is my master after he's said that he has to eliminate 15% of the world's population by 2030. I can hardly wait to have that man as my master. But if they have a nuclear war, they're going to eliminate maybe half the world's population. It'll be half. Coronavirus. First coronavirus, then the police brutality, then the riots. And it keeps happening. Police brutality, riots, police brutality, riots, police brutality, riots. Keeps going on and on and on. And the coronavirus keeps going on and on and on. And now they're drawing Russia into the fray. Now they want Russia to point all their nukes at the U.S. instead of the Atlantic Ocean. They're going to point all their nukes at the U.S. And they're all going to be fully updated by the end of the year. And meanwhile, the Democrats are saying that they don't want, Democrats do not want to spend even one penny on updating U.S. nukes, just so that we can deter them. Deterrence isn't important to a Democrat, because we plant flowers on the barrels of guns, and we hate war, so we're just going to pretend that other people don't have nukes that can nuke us with. We're just going to do total disarmament. Total disarmament. And guess what? The disarmament will be complete because now there's school shootings. Middle school in Minneapolis. It's not in Minneapolis proper, it's suburbs of Minneapolis. I think it was maybe Plymouth. I'm not sure. It was Minneapolis suburbs of middle school. There was an active shooter. Now Kamala Harris is coming on TV and saying she wants full background checks. Full background checks, full gun registration, and take away all our guns. And take all our guns away. And says, well, they're weapons of war. But weapons of war in the hands of Americans would sure come in handy if there was a land invasion. Wouldn't it? Well, if we don't have the military to protect us, What if our military isn't enough? We should have guns in the hands of Americans in case there's a land invasion. And then, oh boy, weapons of war would come in really handy, wouldn't they? Well, wouldn't they? She can hardly wait to disarm Americans, right at the perfect time. She's got such... Kamala Harris has such impeccable timing, doesn't she? She just waits and waits until Putin threatens us with total nuclear annihilation, and then she decides that we should take away our weapons of war. Just perfect timing, right? Never mind that most of the shootings were done with handguns and several cartridges. Yeah, if you can use a handgun for a mass shooting if you have enough cartridges. You can even get a coat custom made, like a trench coat, with little slots for each of your cartridges, and you can just reach in and grab them one at a time. You could shoot, I don't know, 50, 100 people if you're a good shot with enough cartridges. You don't need weapons of war. You don't need to be spraying bullets in all directions, which is illegal anyway. Machine guns are illegal. So all they really have is semi-automatics. So she wants her semi-automatic. Kamala Harris wants to take it away, and she can hardly wait. I don't know what the situation at the border is. I've heard that it's a mess at the border. But they are, just to be fair, they are inheriting the border situation from Trump. So maybe it was a mess to begin with. I don't know. They haven't handled it yet. All I have to say is things are not going well at all. Things are not going well. This is BS with the cops. I really think I know what it is. It's as old. It's a story as old as time. It's as old as time itself. It's as old as the pharaohs. It's conspirators looking for world domination. Yeah, that's what it is. It's conspirators looking for world domination. That's what it is. A bunch of billionaires put their heads together, said, we could have more than just all the money in the world. We could have the whole world. The world is our oyster. All we have to do is get people to beat each other with sticks till they're black and blue, shoot each other in the head, shoot each other in the back, and then nuke each other to death. We would be the only ones left alive other than our new serfs. And those people, notice it's those people, they're too stupid. They're too dumb. They're too dumb to fight back. They're too dumb to know what to do. And so because they're so stupid, they'll be easily dominated. We'll have an easy time of it. It'll be easy to conquer them. What usually happens to these conspirators? Well, I can tell you what happens to them. Eventually they either A, lose all their money, or B, they wind up dead, or C, people club them to death and chase them out of town, right? But look at all the damage they caused in the meantime. If that they were so clever and so smart, it always backfires on them. Always does. It always backfires on these conspirators. But they don't know that. They think this time it'll be different. This time we'll get away with it. This time. And they don't believe in anything. They don't believe there's any sort of god or goddess watching over. They don't think there's anyone watching over. They don't believe in spirits. They don't believe in an afterlife. They're just empiricists. They don't believe in nothing except maybe science or the evidence of their senses. So because they only believe in the evidence of their senses and don't think there's anything beyond their five senses, It's okay to do these things. They'll never get caught, and this time they'll be the successful ones, right? This time it'll go smoothly for them. This time they'll get away with it. And they'll just look to their own families and take care of themselves while they bring the whole world down. Fortunately for them, they'll be the first to go. And in the meantime, they're doing so much evil, creating so much destruction, causing so much pain. Where do you think they're going to be born next time? Let's hazard a guess. Where do you think they're going to be born? Where will they be born in their next lives? Tibet, Sudan, maybe Yemen. They'll be born someplace not very nice, not very pleasant, because they've done so much ill. They've done so much wrong. And they don't care. They don't care. They'll never be on top ever again. They'll go from billionaire to zero in 5 seconds. That's all it takes. Billionaire to zero in 5 seconds. They'll be waiting out on an island. They can never come back to the mainland, because if they do, they'll be clubbed to death. People know what's going on, and people don't like it. Okay, people know what is going on. If there were a nuclear war, I doubt there would be a single elite left alive at the very end of the nuclear war, because people go searching them out. They would blame them. They think they won't be blamed, but they will be blamed. Very unfortunate, very sad. They will be blamed if there's a nuclear war. So if the elites don't do everything in their power to prevent nuclear war, they're going to get blamed no matter what. They're going to get blamed, and they'll be the first to go. But they're conspiring, see? Biden is setting the table for them. And Kamala Harris is distributing the silverware. Picture them setting the table. They look like news anchors, right? They're news anchors. Why do I say they're news anchors? Well, you have a white man and a black woman ruling the country together. They're news anchors. Why do they always pick a white man and a black woman? Why not a black man and a white woman? Well, because everyone wants a white man. Nobody wants a white woman. Everybody wants a white man. Everyone. Why do they want white men? Because white men make great leaders. White men look nice. White men make great figureheads. That's what they are. They're figureheads sitting there. A big, fat figurehead. So they have to have a white man. They have to. Then what can they have to represent both women and minorities at the same time once they have their white figurehead? It has to be a black woman. Has to. Can't have a black man and then have no women. And you can't have a white woman and no black person. You have to have a black woman. So the black woman always gets to play the foil to the white man. It was that way for years and years, all over this country. For years and years, the only people who could get jobs as anchors are white men and black women. Black men and white women were not welcome because of this desire for white men to serve as figureheads. Pretty ugly, isn't it? Think about it. White woman is just viewed, for though she's so intelligent, white woman is just viewed as white man's property. She just belongs to the white man. How is the black man viewed? He's viewed as less fit to be a figurehead than a white man. He's downtrodden. He's the most downtrodden of all people, is the black man. So it's very, very sad that we have anchors now for our president and vice president. And it says something about this country. It says a lot about this country. Now, Obama, that was the very first revolutionary thing to happen in this country. Yeah, Obama was raised by his white mother, but he was a black man, and that was different. That was different. I don't think a white woman's ever going to be president because she's not needed. She's a throwaway person. She's not needed. She's throwaway, and no one's ever going to vote for her. We've had several opportunities already to vote for a white woman. There was Geraldine Ferraro. There was Hillary Clinton. And this last election had Senator Amy Klobuchar of Minnesota. All of them rejected. All of them. So I don't think a white woman can win. I don't think a white woman ever will win. White women will be last. What does that say about this country? The white women come last. It says white women are white man's property. There, I said it. We're property. That's all we are. I'll never be a white man's property. Forget it. I'll never be a white man's property. I don't belong to any white man. Forget it. I'm not property. And I don't think you should think of yourself as property either. Sad. It's very sad. It's so sad. And what's happened is very sad. It's cops continuing to shoot people in the back. No matter who they are, where they are, or what the circumstances are. They're black, they get shot in the back. Notice that. If they're black, they get shot in the back. It just keeps happening. Happened to Rayshard Brooks. He was running from police. Yeah, he turned around for maybe like a split second and threatened them with a taser, and then he kept running, and they shot him in the back. This isn't a this isn't a game. This isn't a game of cops and robbers. You're not like 3 years old anymore. It's not cops and robbers. You don't shoot fleeing suspects in the back. You can give a foot chase. You can tackle them. You can wrestle them to the ground. You do not shoot in the back. No way. You shoot a fleeing suspect in the back. Everybody wants to live. Everybody wants to go home alive. At the end of the day, everyone wants to live and wants to go home. You do not shoot people in the back. End of story. Just wanted to touch briefly, and we're going to investigate this. I've already prayed about this. I've already prayed that the truth come out, that the truth be known, and I want you to pray with me. I want you to pray that the truth comes out and the truth is known, that we're being manipulated, we're being lied to, being stripped of all of our rights and all of our protections. And that minorities are target number one. Should know this. Should know this. Should get angry about it. You should get mad about it. You should say something about it. But most especially, you should pray about it. Pray that the truth come out. So I wanted to briefly discuss coronavirus, otherwise known as COVID-19, but I prefer coronavirus. Coronavirus, there are 353,000 new cases just today in India. Not worldwide, but in India. 353,000 new cases every day, every single day in India, spreading like wildfire. There's been some festivals, some religious festivals, and it's been spreading. And I'm not sure what the death rate is, but if it's anything like America, there's a lot of people dying. If you can donate, if you can send money to Indian charities, to India, please do. Please give, because people there are dying, they're perishing, and the government may send them aid, but it might not be enough. So please help India any way you can. Let's save our brothers and sisters in India. Let's help them beat coronavirus, which has been unleashed on the world by eugenicists. You don't believe me, do you? Why did it come from a laboratory then? Why was there a laboratory right next door to the market where these viruses keep arising, including cat K virus? Yeah, I say it's eugenics. Somebody really hates humanity. There's a lot of haters. There's a lot of people who hate humanity. What is the cause of these mass shootings? Think about this. If these police involved shootings have been going on forever, if it's really been this bad forever, has it been this bad forever as far as mass shootings go? I'll tell you what, no, it has not. There was a tipping point which mass shootings became a regular thing, a regular deal. And that was Columbine. Columbine was the first. And after Columbine, it became routine for these mass shootings to take place. They just snowballed and snowballed and got worse and worse and worse. Columbine was the start. That was the beginning of the end of America's innocence. And it's the same thing with these police-involved shootings. There were never police-involved shootings before. Just like Columbine, there were never mass shootings. There were maybe one, like the term going postal, or as a postal worker. But there were no mass shootings before Columbine. And there haven't been a number of cases of police brutality like this ever before in history. It's snowballing. We want to know why. We want to know why it's snowballing. We want to know why people are getting shot, why people are getting hurt by the police. We want to know why. And we need for the truth to come out, both about the mass shootings, about the mass shooters, and about the officer-involved shootings. Truth has to come out. Truth has to come out before there's another riot. Before there's even one more single riot. We need for the truth to come out. So, please pray with me. Please pray. Please pray for Andrew Brown, for Isaiah Brown, for all of the victims. Pray for George Floyd. Pray for Rayshard Brooks. Pray for Dante Wright. Keep praying. Just keep praying. Pray for Breonna Taylor. Pray for all of these victims. These police-involved shootings that are clear-cut cases of brutality. Because if you don't pray, this is just going to get worse and worse until there's calls to eliminate all of the police in America. They want to eliminate police, and as a foil to eliminating the police, they want to disarm us. Then they want us to get into a nuclear war and devastate our cities. Then they want there to be a land invasion. They want a clean sweep across the country, and they want to end America. It's people conspiring to end America as we know it. End America's power in the world. End America as a country, as a nation, and just become a satellite of Russia. Russia will take over the whole world. That will be under communism worldwide. We'll all be serfs. All be slaves. And never breathe the free air ever again. These conspirators, they're bent on world domination. They're hell-bent. They need to be put in their place. They need to be exposed. Somebody's got to expose them. Somebody at least has to foil their plans, even if they're not exposed. They're just going to keep conspiring, keep thinking up new schemes, new adventures, new plots, new plans, until they're behind bars or eliminated. Some of these guys, most of these guys, they're just hiding. They're hiding. We don't even know their names. We can't prove anything. Can't prove who they are. We don't know who they are. We can't prove who they are. But we know that they do not have our best interests at heart at all. This is all coming to a head right now, and Biden and Harris are their servants. Oh yeah, you think Biden and Harris are elites? They're not elite. They're not elite, not by a long shot. They are servants of the elites. They serve the masters well. And they're trying to eliminate guns and eliminate police all in one clean sweep. There's no protection left at all for the American public. They even want to cut military spending, and they don't want to update our nukes. They want no protection, none whatsoever. They just want to eliminate all our defenses at once. That's a pretty ugly situation, and from what I've heard, I've been listening to the Angry Prepper. Apparently water shortages are coming, electrical outages are coming to the southwest of the United States. There could be food shortages too. It's going to be bad, folks. It's going to be really bad. Stockpile on water while you can. If water's free out of your tap, just fill as many gallon jugs as you can. While there still is water to drink, to enjoy. This is going to be, and the thing with Andrew Brown, it's going to be really bad. Because I'll tell you what, you heard my video the other day. Okay? Can go either way. I can go either way. I make a judgment call based upon the particulars of a case. Just like a judge would do. I'm not a typical judge. I'm not typical of a judge. But And that's not my job to be a judge. But when I look at the particulars of a case, I make a judgment call. I made a judgment call here. You know that if I'm capable of making a video like that, where I'm critical of, for example, Black Lives Matter and rioters, and even critical of the black suspects, that if I'm angry about this, if I'm angry about Isaiah Brown and Andrew Brown, just imagine how much angrier black people are going to be, and white liberals are going to be. They're going to be furious. They're going to be livid. And there's going to be riots. Oh, I guarantee you there will be riots like you've never even seen before, like you never even imagined. I mean, there will be nothing left of our small businesses in the inner city. They'll be gone. They'll be gone. It'll be just a wasteland, completely devastated. The whole of America will be devastated, and the small businesses will be wiped off the map. And everything will be online. Everything is going online. And Amazon will be enormously powerful. Oh yeah, they're going to be very powerful. And it'll be very difficult to cross them in the future. So that's it. This isn't going to be pretty. It's going to be really ugly. And it's only going to get worse before the end is over. And I hope the end comes soon. I hope we crack this case and solve it as soon as possible. Because if we don't, America as we know it will be gone, and America's just going to tank. And I'll see you next time.